Okay. Hi. So, screenrant has these wonderful, or CBR and screenrant have these wonderful lists, horrible lists, where, oh yes, the strongest Marvel characters, the most powerful anime characters, or the strongest Marvel character Thor can't beat alone most of the time is bullshit. Now, like, this list isn't horrible. I would like them if they made a list like this, which they would have from the which is which he would have the which would be the closest, then a number one would be the heart, would be the one who claps him the most easy. Doesn't seem the case. Doesn't seem to be the case, and I have a fair good reason for number one. And by this statement, it's like he can't win. Like there is no chance he can win alone by what its statement here, right? At least that's how I interpret it. I don't know. Now, Gore the God Butcher, yeah, I can see it. I wouldn't say he couldn't beat him alone. Now, if you don't know who Gore the God Butcher is, he is basically someone who, or from, wasn't relatively strong until he got the old black Necron sword. By the way, that's a ridiculously powerful, more or less sword. I believe it was created by the one who created the symbiotes, though I'm not too sure. Now, no, I'm not someone like a Marvel aficionado, whatever, or someone who is particularly good in Marvel or something like that. Now, I know Jane after take up. Basically, this was basic. He was the reason why Jane Foster Thor was a thing. I don't particularly like Jane Foster Thor, not because, well, she's a female. I don't care if it's a female. I just think Jane Foster Thor is stupid and overrated in most cases. Hela, in the comics, Thor could beat her in the comics. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's beaten her before, so it's not like she can't or he can't beat her. In the movies, Thor Ragnarok, um, later versions of Thor, I believe could beat her, or comic book Thor against the movie Thor. But anyway, sure, sure. Let's just say for all sex of purposes, if that can't defeat her. I don't because I don't know enough about Hela, god of death, I guess, but that doesn't mean she could win or she that Thor can't win against her. He's done that before. Thanos. Funny story. I'm pretty sure Thor has beaten Thanos before. Now, I'm pretty sure this was with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he had multiple stones, which is not really fair, considering you didn't even mention it. It's just stated as Thanos, not stated like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet is one of the most powerful weapon or powerful items in the entire Marvel verse. In that universe, you're almost unstoppable, except for like greater forces. But anyway, within that universe, you're more or less unbeatable, except for certain scenarios, but I'm not going to get into it, like the heart of the universe, but that is even more ridiculous. Celestials, including Eternals, but those are the same. The Celestial amongst the most powerful cosmic beings in the Marvel universe, not in total. I don't believe they're like even in the top 10 of the like most powerful in like comics or anything like that. Not including anime, but anyway. They're pretty powerful, I would say. there's a fair bet chance that Celestial would win against a normal, regular Thor. Not not the strongest versions of Thor. I believe the stronger versions of Thor could easily beat Celestials, meaning that I'm pretty sure Thor could beat her, beat them. Celestials isn't really a her or he thing. It's more like a race. So I don't think it's fair to put entire races on this, considering you put characters and not really, races. Anyway, but I understand why you put I understand why you put Celestials. I would like to have characters, not entire races like Celestials. But anyway, sure. Celestials are really powerful, one of the most powerful in Marvel. So yeah. Um, Casually destroyed Earth. Thor couldn't defeat them outright, but along with the rest of the Avengers, he went back in time and to set things right. Yeah, I fucking hate time travel in 99% of all the times because it's fucking stupid and easy fix. Like, why didn't they do it like to every other crisis? Except when they do it like the Flashpoint. If you don't know what Flashpoint is, just check off the, comic book version. Basically, everything went to shit. Like Batman dying, or Superman being captured by USA for several reasons. Anyway, a lot of bad shit happened in Flashpoint. Thor was no match against his own. Against his another major X-Men villain through right Apocalypse. He had the celestial armor, so sure. Not that a shot to the head won't do, but I don't think Thor thinks that far. I don't think regular Apocalypse would have won against an actual stronger versions of Thor, or regular Thor, considering he didn't have his Mjolnir, which is probably more or stronger than an axe, blessed axe, considering it's one of the most powerful weapons in the Marvel universe. One off, not the most powerful. You have the ultimate nullifier, but anyway. And this is younger Thor, which is also weaker than regular Thor, because it's the younger versions. If you have a younger version which is stronger than the regular version, that would be weird. It's like Kid Naruto being stronger than Shippuden Naruto. That would be weird. Though young Naruto is surprisingly strong. He beat a tailed beast when he was like 10. Onslaught. Events Onslaught 90s. The poorly villain. They'll seriously browse the Marvel Universe. The combined effort of the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four weren't enough to defeat the villain, and the Avengers and Fantastic Four only survived because Franklin Richards transported into the Parked Universe. They ultimately returned, of course, and kicked the Onslaughts to the curb. Yeah, I can kind of agree to that. For the most part in this list, they're like, yeah, kinda. Like, it's not like Thor couldn't beat them, but they they win except Hela. I disagree with Hela. I think Thor could pretty easily defeat the actual Hela from the comic books. At least regular Thor. Maybe not weaker like versions of Thor where he's more or less just a strong human, but anyway. Uh, but a lot of these characters like bullshit characters anyway, like fucking Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. There are weaker characters than Thor who has beaten Thanos. Onslaught. Onslaught was a character which was like a group destroyer. Ultimate Magneto. That was because like Magneto could use his powers to more or less stop Mjolnir and control it. If I don't remember, if I am not wrong, like that is fuck. And if I don't remember wrong, he was also like he was also like almost unbeatable in that world at a time. The Beyonder, I'm assuming you're using the old Secret Wars pre-retcon Beyonder, meaning the Beyonder which we have no idea how strong is, but sure, he would win. The new canon, the new the new canon version of the Beyonder, I legitimately think Thor could win against him. And it's not like he would win most of the time, or like the Beyonder would win most of the time either. The Beyonder is strong even in the new canon, but eh. In the pre-retcon, yes. New, no. Ultron, sure. After a certain amount of time, he could probably win. He would probably win against like Thor pretty easily as well. Considering he's an AI and he would, become stronger and stronger after time, he would. Like, he's one of those characters who just grow too strong to a point where we don't really know how to fix this. Let's just use time travel, which is I think, and oh yeah, this is the reason why I made this. Thor Hulk. Hulk is at number one. Now, some of you may say, but he is stronger and he does be. That would be correct if Thor hadn't beaten him quite a lot of times against Hulk. This is a pretty close match every time. It's more or less a popularity context. Shouldn't really use it anyway. Like, it's only a super powerful laser from the armor of Iron Man that does it. Thor could make stronger blasts than Iron Man, no, except for certain, like, ultra powerful suits that Iron Man makes sometimes in those one of a kind comic books. But most of the time, not only can a lot of the time, not only can Thor handle Hulk, he can also best him, and even like angry Hulk, because Thor is really strong. Like it's this is why CBR and screenrant like they get they get ridiculed, and this is the reason why you put Hulk at number one of characters which Thor can't beat alone. Also Hela, but anyway, I like sure she's a magic girl, so sure like Thor could beat her. I'm pretty sure Thor has beaten her before. It's not like the actual movie Hela, which is a lot stronger, which is more or less a combination between like God Butcher's sword and something else. Hela, and it's a Hela. Noting the comic books version, she doesn't have the sword abilities like she does in the movies. And some characters are just like, Secret Wars in the mid 80s. Ah, yes, the retconned character. Ah, yes, indeed. You just state the Beyonder, not pre-retcon Beyonder, which is you need to specifically state. And you say like the secret events, like you're using that for like proof, but in reality that is retconned. And you're adding someone which Thor wins regularly in versus as a number one, which should be the most like there is no way to win. Oh god. I'm gonna stop the recording now. I might record another video like this on the top 10 strongest like anime characters because I'm more interested and has more knowledge in anime than Marvel. Especially like I know certain things about Marvel, but like what I know, the things I know about Marvel is well, it's kind of in my opinion, it's kind of stupid a lot of the time. They use a lot of time travel to defeat opponents, which they may be how are we gonna defeat them instead of solve it a different way. And I hate the time traveling thing. I hate it. It's fucking stupid. It's like, why don't you use it? Literally every other time something bad happens. Ah, yes, let's just go back in time and solve this. Kill them when they're a baby. Nothing bad ever happens, anyways, Eh. Anyway, bye.